What is up? Get some coffee here. Excuse me. Kind of start the video off in a crummy way, drinking coffee. That's ridiculous. That's like Michael Scott eating the tiramisu. He's apologizing for choking, eating tiramisu, and then he's taking more bites, further choking, which is what I'm doing right now. Is taking more drinks of coffee. It's so nice. It's really good. Whatever. Anyway, good stuff. My cup is all gross. Let's see if I can get a shot in here. You don't want to see the coffee, right? You're like, talk about the freaking coin that's on the thing that you're just ignoring. So anyway, you can see it. The 1921 piece. So there was a time where I was confused about the V. And I was like, why does it look like a V? And they're like, well, because V is for victory. And I was like, oh, right. And we have a Jeep. And I'm like, it didn't even occur to me. Duh. So it just made me love this coin that much more. Not this one in particular, but just the design. So anyway, my video here today is to ask my expert friends, what grade would you give this? I mean, it's definitely not mint state, I don't believe. I don't know if you could call it AU. I think you'd be maybe stretching it because it's definitely got some wear on the eagle. Let's see, I'll zoom in here. Boop. Oh yeah, my people who tell me to wear the gloves. I'm wearing the gloves. They'd be like, why are you touching the coin and not wearing gloves? I see a hit right there. You see that? So that kind of, I see a couple. So yeah, maybe, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what that does to grades. I've never sent coins in to get graded. I see a nasty one in an array right there. There's still a little detail on the feathers, but pretty smooth. Tail feathers, there's some lines, but pretty smooth. I mean, it's still in pretty dang good shape, would you say? I don't know. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. And then peace. I love that flip. And yeah, the relief on this sucker is thick. She's thick. So when they were calling some of these high relief, I don't know if this would be one of whatever they're calling high relief. But just looking at it, it's significant. It looks great. These coins look great. So I mean, she's got some marks. She's not perfect, but she looks freaking nice. Look at the back of her hair. Still got, you see those lines? Still got some nice lines back there. So I don't know, would you give this an XF or is this a VF? What do you think? What do you think? The color's not the most eye appealing. Looks great though. Yeah, it looks really good. So the book has these as normal relief 1921 high relief. It says it. You see? 1 million. Dang. 1,006,473. And they've got them going down to VF20 at 250. I don't know. I'd like to think this is going to grade higher than a VF20. I was even kind of hoping maybe it's an XF, but I don't know. Or I guess they call it a EF, right? EF40. So what do you think? Grading experts, what do you think? Is this a fine? I think it's a lot better than a fine. I think the worst we're going to do is a very fine. No, I could be wrong. I don't know what to really look for, other than her hair, which I do still see some detail. It's not super great. Her hair looks good. I have noticed, usually around the edges, they'll be very worn. So, like, if this were to have a mint mark, I believe it's down here. And, yeah, this book even tells us that. So, there's no mint mark, but it looks pretty good around there. All of this is still pretty decent. Yeah. So I don't know. What would you give that for a grade? And what would you pay for a coin like this? Never mind the grade. What do you think something like this goes for? At auction or just over the counter sale, whatever? And would you be interested in this? We might be able to work something out. Yeah, she looks really good. I mean, I'd be surprised if it was worse than a very fine. And I'd kind of, somewhere in between a very fine and an extra fine. I don't think you're going to get an AU. Nah. And maybe it has problems I don't see. I do see some interesting things about the coin. The E, that's just damage, okay. What else did I see? I think the B on the other side? B, Liberty. I was like, what would a B be in? It'd be in Liberty. I don't really see any doubling sticking out or anything fun like that. But I don't really know these very well to look for. Oh shit, I guess they have a whole grading guide in the book. Wow. Man, this book, I'm telling you. Look at this. They got a whole grading guide right here in the freaking book. So let's see. EF, hairlines over brow and ear are strong. Ooh. Brow and ear. Yeah, I don't know if I call those strong. When I'm looking over her ear, it looks kind of smooth, right? And I also just saw a gash in her face right there. Bink. So that kind of sucks. So let's jump on down to very fine. Hair over eye, well worn. Hair over eye, well worn. I mean, that might be fair. Some strands over ear, well defined. Some eagle feathers on top and outside edge of right wing, visible. Some eagle feathers on top, outside edge of right wing. Top and outside edge of right wing. So yeah, we might be even pushing our luck for a very fine. Yikes. When I look at it to that criteria, it kind of changes things, huh? Yeah. She definitely doesn't have any of those lines over her ear. Those are pretty smooth. The brow is pushing it. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe we're pushing it to like very fine. If we're lucky. Oh, wait, this says, hold on. Extremely fine outside wing feathers at right and those at top visible but faint. For extremely fine. Yeah. On the wing? I'm assuming they're talking about up here. And I mean, they're pretty weak. If they exist at all. Some eagle feathers on top and outside edge of right wing visible. Outside wing feathers at right and those at top visible but faint. How the hell are those different? It's like kind of saying the same thing. Huh. Or maybe the extremely fine one means you have to see the ones on the edge, outside wing feathers at right, and those at top visible but faint. See, these wing feathers down here look great, so, but I don't think that's what they're talking about. I think they're talking about up here. But I could be wrong. So yeah. At least it gave me something to look for. I'm not really sure if my opinion matters because I see a lot of smoothness, but then I do see some traces of what looks like were feathers or could be feathers still, but it's also kind of dirty. So anyway, maybe we get the very fine. XF seems like it might be far-fetched, especially looking at the hair lines over brow and ear are strong. I don't know if I would call those lines over strong if I'm looking at the original artwork. Or if I'm looking at a 2021 or 2023 as a reference. Because it should be the same, right? Then yeah. I'm going to have to knock this one down to probably somewhere in the very fine range. And then I would be open to somebody being like, well, something, this reason, it's got to go down even further. I'm just not quite there yet. Because I still see a lot of lines in her hair, but I guess those would be kind of the higher points. Is that a device? Or is the device is only the letters and numbers, and that's the something else? Anyway, still a very pretty coin. Really good condition for being in the first year. Man, if you have they get really expensive once you start getting in a mint state. Even a mint state 60. The book's saying 550, and then a mint state 63, they're saying 1200. I've seen these go for a lot. So, I mean, I paid a chunk for this one, but I definitely didn't pay extra fine money. So, it can land in the very fine, and I'd probably still be doing okay. But I definitely paid a premium for that date as compared to another piece dollar. Other piece dollars I've been able to get high 20s. You know, I like the 1924s. So 1924s, for some reason, I'm paying closer to 30, a little more than 30 on the nicer ones. But a 1921, even in crappy condition, I mean, if you get one for under $100, it's probably really jacked up. Or you got a smoking deal, because, I mean, I don't know. I guess just keep your ear to the street and your eye on the listings and watching, because you can find stuff if you watch often enough. You can catch people slipping who are not watching and walk out of there with something nice. See, I don't know. I feel like I can see some lines, but they're not strong. So when it says hairlines over brow and ear are strong, I'm going to have to say that's going to be a no for me, dog. And probably put it down somewhere underneath a 40. So very fine goes from 20 to 39. I think it's going to be somewhere on that scale. And like I said, I'd be open to evidence of why it can't be a 20. But anyway, that's still a pretty coin. I think I've talked about it for long enough. So yeah, if you want to make a bid or an offer, go ahead. If you want to just say what you think it might be worth, leave a comment. Tell me what you think it might be worth, what you think it'd sell at an auction, what you think it might grade. Is this something worth sending in to be graded, or are you going to end up getting your head cracked in grading fees and shipping and insurance and all the foolishness, and then to list it and then get a cut taken out of your sale and yada yada, and then the taxes on any gains, and it's like, is it even worth doing any of that foolishness? So this is one of my favorite coins, just in general, the peace dollar. They look freaking great. And it's the designer. I don't know. I guess I could look it up. Let's look. Designer Anthony de Francisci. Dun, 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 dun. I'm just reading real quick. Yeah, he's a medalist. Designed this dollar. Monogram is located in the field of the coin under the neck of Liberty. Ah, I see it. AF. Very nice. The new peace dollar in circulation on January 3rd, 1922. 1 million. We already went through that. They had been struck in December. Dang, did they do them all in a month? They struck 1 million of these in a month? Get out of here. How is the mint striking 1 million of these suckers in a month in 1921, and they can't keep up with American Silver Eagles? But they're minting all this other, like, dude, they so many products. I don't know. It's interesting. Something. High relief, blah blah blah, blah 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 blah. Matte and satin finish proof of 1922 are both the high relief style of 21 and the normal relief style. Weird. Legislation, blah blah blah. 45 million. Blah blah blah. 1964 in Denver. Really? In 65. What? Really? I didn't know that. Dated 1964, dated Denver Mint, or at the Denver Mint in 1965. So do they have Denver Mint marks? 316,000 of them. That might be one to go after, huh? Interesting. So it says legislation dated August 3rd, 1964, authorized the coinage of 45 million silver dollars. So is that just, what dollars were those? What silver dollar would have been then? Ike's? No, that would have came in 71. Am I tripping? Why can't I think of it? But it says only $316,076 of the piece design dated 1964 were struck at the Denver Mint in 65. Plans for completing this coinage were subsequently here we go. The plans for completing this coinage were subsequently abandoned, and all of these coins were melted? No! So there goes that freaking idea. Oh man, I just had like my heart broken. I was so excited to go hunt something, and then they just told me they're all melted. Barf. None were preserved or released for circulation. Oh, they're tripping. Many deceptive reproductions exist. Well, thank you, book. You just probably saved me some money going and chasing down some fake. But yeah, gutted at they melted them all. Oh man. Why? Somebody has some. Get it. Somebody didn't keep one. Yeah, right. Somebody has some. Yeah, the guy who kept a stash of them in his back office is like, melt the rest. Oh man, what a fun story. So sorry I just drug you all through that. Anyway, the 1921 Silver Dollar Coin Anniversary Act required the Treasury to mint and issue coins in honor of the, interesting, 100th anniversary of the commencement of coinage of the peace dollar. So yeah, I think that one's pretty special. In fact, I mean, we're already here, right? I'll be right back. Stick with me, folks. You've been here this long. You might as well. You're already here. I'm running. I'm actually playing. All right, we're back. We're back. All right. Goodness. Whoa. So yeah, not even remotely close. Wow. Here, let me zoom out real quick. Bink. So there's 100 years separated, 1921, 2021. Oh man. So yeah, these 2021s for sure. When they say high relief, dude, I thought this thing was popping with the relief. I was like, yeah, that thing's fat. Because it is. It's thick. When you look at it with your eyes, it's fat. It's very thick. But then you look at this thing. Holy crap. Look at that. Woof. I think these things are way underpriced, you guys. These are going for like $200. I might just stack these. Look at that. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So yeah, you can clearly see the strong feathers on the outer edge. I think that's what we're talking about. To get the XF, you gotta have those feathers on the edge out there. Like, we are seriously blessed that Congress or whoever, the 100th anniversary, whatever, the 1921 Silver Dollar Coin Anniversary Act. When was that passed? See, they should have a footnote and be like, bink, they passed that on this date, this session of Congress, whatever. I'll look that up later and I'll put it in another video because I'm kind of curious. Whoever did that, good on them, because we were able to get these in our hands. I mean, wow, 100 years separated. How freaking cool is that? And they spent these things as money, like insane. Look at that relief on that new one. Popping. I won't even comment on that. I was going to say, anyway, yeah. I love the V and the trust. I just wish we were in kind of similar times coming out of here, what this represented. I wish we were, experiencing some of that roaring 20s. And then have some a little bit of intuition to see, like, maybe all this printing and spending into oblivion is maybe not a great idea, and we should just practice maybe just a little bit of discipline. It doesn't take a lot, just a little bit, just a little. Everyone can prosper, and we can all be a little bit responsible and have some discipline, and I think it can be okay. But these are also beautiful. Oh yeah, when you look at the eagle here, yeah, this eagle is like, we're good, we're chilling, but do not give me a reason to fly off of this perch and drop this olive branch and snatch your ass up. Because I will. But I'm chilling. And I literally have the word peace below me. You know what I mean? Very cool. But this eagle. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I think XF. Just looking at that coin, it's too worn. I think VF is in play. If I'm lucky, maybe. Still popping. But it's really quite amazing how flat that new coin, as a reference, has now made this look. It makes this thing look flat. And this thing is popping. Oh, wow. Just gorgeous. Anyway, I think I've sat here and looked at these coins for long enough. Yeah, make your comments about the 1921. What do you think you would grade at? Tell me what you think. Tell us what you know. I'm going to put it somewhere in the very fine category. I don't know what I'm doing or talking about. Like, just look at her hair there. I mean, I don't know. It looks a little too good to just drop to a fine. But maybe it's a fine. Maybe it is. Man, she is hot. Look at the one on the right. Isn't it the designer's wife? I should probably stop saying that, huh? I think it was actually modeled after a real person. But no, I think I don't know what she looked like, but whatever he nailed, he fucking nailed it. That is a smoking design. And I cannot believe what these 2021s go for. They're just too cheap. Local coin shop wanted nothing to do with them. I didn't go to any more than one. I went to one coin shop. He wanted nothing to do with my 2021 CC Morgan, which I was just baffled by. I was like, dude, these go for $200 all day. I just wanted to show it to you. I wasn't even trying to sell it. I just wanted to show it to him, and he's just like not interested. Like he was offended by the new. I didn't talk about it, but I kind of got the vibes like he was offended or not impressed with the 2021 and modern releases of these older coins. Which is like, I don't know, man. If Congress says do a thing, it kind of seems like, I don't know. I like them. I'm happy they did it. They could have probably made this mintage 200,000. Has another thought real quick. I wish they would have just kept the mintages of these 2021s the same across the board. So how they did it in 2021, it was like 175, and then I forget 200,000 on the piece. So yeah, for the Morgans, I wish they would have just kept all of them the same. Drop the CC, drop the O Privy Morgans in place of your proofs. Keep the same mintage numbers. So it's just like a 1-for-1, nothing changed. It's just a little different, right? And then for your reverse proof, knock the mintage down to, wherever it's at, 175. You could even do 200 on those also, whatever. But then I just think you keep a little bit of consistency and standardization within the set or the collection itself for 2021. Because now we've got 2021s, Peace and Morgans at one mintage, and then 2023s at like a totally different, unrelated number. And it's like, I don't know. Keep them the freaking same. I don't know. Whatever. That's all I got. That 400,000 proof mint is insane. Whoever came up with that, yeah. What? Come on, man. I don't know. I hope they didn't actually mint that many. They probably did. Who knows? Hopefully they're just mint to order. And they're like, oh, yeah, that was a crazy number. Maybe they'll sell out. I don't know. Maybe they've already sold out. I haven't even checked. What was the other number? 200 and... I forget. 75. So it was 100,000. So it was over 50% increase. I wish they would have just kept them the same. They just kind of flooded us with 2023s. The proofs are just saturated. So, anyway, that's all I got. Maybe they'll go up in value. I think these are gonna go up. They're just the number's too low. It's the 100th anniversary. They're just too freaking beautiful. $200 is kind of steep for not even an ounce of silver. So I do understand that. That's about what these are going for, a little over 200 last I looked. These, I mean, if you can get one in this condition for $100, I'm buying it all day because I think it's more than a $100 coin. And I think I'm in it just north of that. So yeah. I don't know what I could get for it if I tried to sell it. So if you want to buy it, let me know. Maybe we can work something out. I'm not selling it for $100, I'll tell you that. I'll look up what I got in it, and then we can go from there. Cool? Alright, say goodbye to the ladies. Bye, ladies. Peace.